You know? Like 1106 on the Clizzy, maybe my time. Like, no. You may know him as Pauline. You feel me? And what did bro say? Paul, I know. JC, I know. Who are you? So it's just beautiful because she is definitely a child of God. Definitely a child of God. But working on 1107 on the Clizzy. I was explaining this to the men inside yesterday. That is like me. Okay, there's this atheist. And he doesn't believe in God because of all the evil in the world. He's like, oh, well, if there was a God, then why does our ape exist? You know what I mean? Why is essays, non-Hispanics existing and they not writing paragraphs? You know what I mean? Why do people get PPP loans and baby, there's no refunds on the P? Like, why do babies die? Why do, you know what I mean, old ladies get killed and stuff like that? And I understand, y'all, but you have to understand God is the creator of it all. So I'm a selfish God. I'm a jealous God. It's my shit because it's mine. Okay? That's where everybody gets messed up. Now, if I give something to you and I say, okay, well, this is yours and you can run it how you do, that's what free will is. Okay? But he paid the price. That's what y'all. So it's like somebody, okay, well, you owe. Okay? Now, you either pay them to cash your debt away or whatever, and that's what the evil does. Okay, he's here to steal, kill, and destroy, but he's also the author of confusion. He's the most shapeshifter. He also was, baby, he wasn't no ugly. Okay, so you know God don't like ugly, but he ain't too fond of pretty either, because that motherfucker was fine. Okay, so with the devil, what he will do, and I explain this. I explained this to him too. Gee, this is so funny. I was just explaining this to one of my uncles the other day too, and the men inside and him. So it's like, baby, you already know. But what the devil will do, because there's like movies about it, like Ghost Rider, baby. What 1109 on the Clizzy G? What's the number? Low Rascals, you know what I mean? But the one that I was using, I'm not sure if you guys seen it. I think it's called The Box. Right? And it's where, oh boy, he pulls up, the devil. He pulls up and he's like, okay, boom. You hit the button. I give you all this bread, right? Cool. You're never going to have to worry about money or whatever. But I got to kill somebody. Somebody going to die. You might not know who they is. It might be a baby, might be an old lady. Who cares? You're paid, right? Okay, so boom. So that's the thing. You take the money and we lose somebody's life, a stranger's life. You don't take my money. You don't sign the deal. You don't sign the contract or whatever. Then I'm going to take one of y'all's life. Okay? Either way. So that is how the evil works. With that, a lot of people, you know, different religions, you know, Muslims, you know, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam, my brother. You are my brother, okay? The same thing as him, okay? The evil. He was one of ours, okay? He chose that. Now, even with that, he comes to and fro. He still sneaks in Pop's house. You know what I mean? And eats and gets stuff. At the same time, he still has the communication and the connection to our Father. If y'all don't remember Job, not your job, bitch. But come on, clock it. That's funny because my uncle, he be like, he don't like clock it. He's like, that's crip shit. But now that I think about it, what, baby? Look at my claws. Stop playing. Anyway. Gee, so God is the one who told him, where you at? What you doing? What you been on? And bro said, like Score, oh, just going to and fro, da-da-da-da-da. God, being God, was like, have you not considered my son? Simba. Simba is our one, baby. You ain't tempted him. You ain't did nothing to him. Baby, you could do whatever you want to him. You just can't take his life. You can do whatever you want to. What's Scar say? Run away. FedEx, follow the arrow, baby. Ah, follow the arrow. 1111 on the Clizzy. What? I wish a nigga would. And it came true. G, you already know. Genie in the bottle, baby. Okay? Don't rub me wrong. Right. Okay. Anyways. So, yes. That's how it works. Okay? So, unfortunately, to the atheist who believes, well, I don't even really fuck with that nigga, or I don't even care or whatever, because why would he do all that badass shit? Nigga, why would you be so fucking evil not to believe in the motherfucker who can, you know what I mean? So that's how that goes. That's how that goes. You don't even believe in me. And so that is the thing about God, is when we go and he does say, depart from me, I never knew you, and everybody's like, oh, but I said that part about your son, and I knew. Paul, I know. Crickets, G type stuff. You know what I mean? That's funny, because Pinocchio, the liar, baby, the first shall be the last shall be the first. Jesus! Oh my goodness. Okay, go on. So, but they're both liars. But in Pinocchio, because I want to be a real boy, build a boyfriend workshop. Gee, what? I got a man, child. This is just this is crazy work. So y'all, in Pinocchio, who's the one who helps him? Jimmy the Cricket. Jesus, it's just Page Turner. If y'all don't know, day 10. Keep going, baby. What? Run, Forrest, run. Okay, don't walk. Shame and secrecy. I shall not die, but live and declare the works of the Lord. Psalms 118:17. Perhaps one of the most serious, indictments against our civilization is our flagrant disregard for the welfare of our children. Child abuse, regardless of whether it is physical, sexual, or emotional, is a terrible issue for an innocent mind to wrestle with. It is horrifying to think that little children who survive the peril of the streets, the public schools, the aggravated society in which we live, come home to be abused in what should be a haven. Recent statistics suggest that 3 in 5 girls in this country have been or will be sexually assaulted. If that many are reported, I shudder to think that those that never are reported but are covered with the shroud of secrecy, okay? If by chance you are a pastor, please realize that these figures are actually faces in your choir, communities, committees, etc., okay? They reflect a growing amount of our congregational needs. Although this book, Woman Thou Art Loose, focuses on women, many men have also been abused as children. I fear that God will judge us for our blatant disregard of this need in our message, ministries, and prayers. I even would suggest that our silence contributes to the shame and secrecy that Satan attaches to these victimized persons. Whenever I think of these issues, I am reminded of what my mother used to say. I was forever coming home with a scratch or cut from schoolyard play. My mother would take the Band-Aid off, clean the wound, and say, "Things that are covered don't heal well." Mother was right. Things that are covered do not heal well. Perhaps Jesus was thinking on this order when he called the infirmed woman to come forward. It takes a lot of courage, even in church today, to receive ministry in sensitive areas. The Lord, though, is the kind of physician who can pour on the healing oil. Uncover your wounds in his presence and allow him to gently heal these injuries. One woman found healing in the hem of his garment. Jesus, what? Mark 5:25-29. There was a balm in Gilead. Jeremiah 8:22. Things that are covered do not heal well. The antidote, day 11. Unto Adam, also unto his wife, he did the Lord make coats of skin and clothed them. Genesis 3:2-1. The blood of Christ is God's antidote for the plague of sin that has attacked the world, and yes, even the body of Christ. We have many different symptoms, just as the flu virus may produce different symptoms in different people, but we all suffer from a fatal infection of sin. Sin has affected us differently according to our backgrounds and circumstances, but regardless of the symptoms, it is still the same disease, okay? There is but one cure, the blood. We have presented no solution to the tragedies of life that afflict our members. We have offered them no balm for the injuries that come from the inner flaws and failure, because we have offered no provision for the sons and daughters who fall. Many of our Adams and our Eves are hiding in the bushes. Our fallen brethren hear our message, but they cannot come out to a preacher or a crowd that merely points out their nakedness and has nothing in hand to cover them. We need to offer the perfect sacrifice to the sons of God as well as to the world. Adam was God's son. He was fallen and he was foolish. But he was the son of God, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. Luke 3:38. The blood of Christ will even reach the faltering son, faltering son who hides in the bushes of our churches. He has fig leaves all around him. He is illicit and immoral. Who will walk the cool of the garden to find him? Even harder yet, who will walk the heat of the jungle to cover him? Many of us are taking the first walk to discover the fallen, but they have not taken the deeper walk to cover the fallen. How can this son stand naked and unashamed if we offer no sanctity or holiness in exchange for his failure? Yet we have great mercies of our own shortcomings. Come on. When God covered Adam and Eve's nakedness, he covered what he discovered with the bloody skins of an innocent animal, giving himself the first sacrifice to atone for their sin. Okay? He covered them. He covered it. What he discovered with the bloody skins of an innocent animal, giving himself the first sacrifice to atone for their sin. Who will walk the heat of the jungle to cover him? Okay, this is day 12. Pre-planned substitute. Adam knew his wife again. She bore a son and called his name Seth for God. For God, she said, had appointed me another seed instead of Abel, who Cain slew. Genesis 4:25. It is so important for parents to instill a sense of destiny in their children. Once they realize they have an immeasurable amount of potential, there is nothing stopping them. I am not saying that they won't deviate from the path. All of us have done that, but thank God that they have been given a path to deviate from. In Genesis, the Lord promised Eve the seed. He said, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." Genesis 3:15. When Eve produced what she had thought to be the promised seed, there were problems, real problems. In the heat of rage, Cain killed his brother. Now her eldest son was a criminal on the run, and her younger son was snuffed out in the prime of life. She was supposed to be the mother of all living, and all she had raised was a corpse and its murderer. But God unwrapped the blanket of failure from around her and blessed her with another son. His name she called Seth. Seth means substituted. Suddenly, as she held her new baby in her arms, she began to realize that God is sovereign. If he decrees a thing, it will surely come to pass. Eve called her third son Seth. What up, Trey? For she understood that if God makes a promise to bless someone, he will find a way. Even if it means appointing a substitute, he will perform his promise. God's purpose was not aborted when Cain killed Abel. In spite of the fact that life has its broken places, ultimately everything God has ever said will come to pass. Satan tries to assassinate the will of God in your life. Nevertheless, he who has begun a good work in you shall perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. That's Philippians 1:6. When we suffer loss like Eve did, there is a feeling of forlornness. However, you cannot allow past circumstances to abort future opportunity. If you have experienced loss in your life, I tell you that God has a way of restoring things that you thought you would never see again. Okay? God has a way of restoring things that you thought you would never see again. Reprogramming, day 13. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, Jesus. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will, Romans 12:2. Even when the victim survives, there is still a casualty. It is the death of trust. Surely you realize that little girls tend to be trusting and unsuspicious. When those who should nurture and protect them violate their trust through illicit behavior, multiple scars result. It is like programming a computer with false information. You can get out of it only what has been programmed into it. When a man tells a little girl that his perverted acts are normal, she has no reason not to believe that what she is being taught is true. She is devoted to him, allowing him to fondle her or further misappropriate his actions towards her. Usually the abuser is someone very close, with access to the child at vulnerable times. Fear is also a factor, as many children lie down with the cold taste of fear in their mouths. They believe he could and would kill them for divulging his liberties against them. Some of the victims of rape feel physically powerless to wrestle with the assailant. What kind of emotions might this kind of conduct bring out later in life of this person? I'm glad you asked. It would be easy for this kind of little girl to grow into a young lady who has difficulty trusting anyone. Maybe she learns to deal with the pain inside by getting attention in illicit ways. Drug rehabilitation centers and prisons are full of adults who were abused, children needing attention. We frame our references around our own experiences. If those experiences are distorted, our ability to comprehend spiritual truths can be off-center. I know that they may sound very negative for someone who is in that circumstance. What do you do when you have been poorly programmed by life's events? I've got good news, y'all. You can reprogram your mind through the word of God. You feel me? You can reprogram your mind through the word of God. What? Jesus. Jesus. What? You know tomorrow's the 14th? I'm glad you know this. I'm glad you know this. What? I heard a day you was like, oh, gee. 11:22 on the Clizzy. I love you so much. You already know. All right, come on, G. Let's get into it. Oh, what? Y'all ready for me to read y'all's ass for filth? Come on, quickly. It's like, I'm kidding. I ain't gonna let y'all. Take your time. What's the rush? Well, somebody could be shooting dice. And call for the dice. I'm gonna just put these in the bag. Oh, bro, we can do y'all's first since y'all are here. Let me shuffle these up. I'm gonna actually do a quick pull because I brought Mickey and Minnie. Bro didn't trust my reading. When I told him to stay with his girl, and I'm here to let him know, yes, she may have cheated, but that's your girl, bro. Like, what? Because he's really tripping. Like, I'm about to leave this bitch. I'm like, for what, though? Why would you do that? Like, why? No sin is greater than the other. You know? I don't mean to be, you know what I mean? Like, bruh, it's not even like that. You mad? Because now I'm hearing maybe I deserve. I'm not saying that you deserve that. I'm not saying that she deserved that shit. But what I'm saying is take an evaluation, both of y'all's parts. Okay? Now I'm hearing, I did you wrong, you did me wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Okay? You did her wrong, she did you wrong. You take her back, she take you back. Okay, period. Like, because you did her wrong. And my tears are when they come, but you know, it's only because of the dead babies, on the dead homies, on the, you know, so you talking about, you know, like, bro, okay, let me switch your perspective for a little bit. That's all you over there, right? Cool. You're feeling some type of way because she took what you feel belongs to you, which is herself, but she took what belongs to you and gave it to somebody else, right? Okay, now check this out. What if she takes all your shit and give it to that motherfucker? Would you feel better? You know what I mean? Would you feel better if she goes and marries him? Would you feel better if she goes and has his kids? Would you feel better if that nigga came and took care of the house and did all that or whatever? No, you wouldn't, bro. So, okay, you was telling her to get over the feeling of her tripping, of going to the clinic. Now you are saying, okay, trips for the rest of the year are canceled, bitch, because you wanted to go to a quick trip and you gave that motherfucker my Petra. Okay? I'm just saying. Philip 66. Regardless, nigga, you got gas. So I would consider all of the parts and break it with that shit. Not break the relationship up, but bro, what? Why would you throw out the whole, you know, what good is the hood if there's no engine underneath? You about to throw away your whole motherfucking engine, your motor, or whatever. You don't got no car, baby. You Flintstone in? Boy, fuck. Call him Bam Bam. Stop playing with me. Okay, what? Where Bam at? Anyways. I'm not even about to play the music for you. I'm about to pull you some cards so that you can see that, yes, bro, I know that she cheated. I understand. I feel like your defenses is really up, but you giving like maybe you need to relax. You know what I mean? Like, you tripping more than your girl. And it's, you know, niggas talk more than bitches these days, but that's like, relax. What is wrong with you? Your feelings are hurt. I understand, but that to cause conflict, you gonna push her to that nigga.